my besties, how are you? Welcome to my DIY channel. I'm so excited for you to stop by because I'm making a beautiful fall wreath using the bicycle form from the Dollar Tree. But don't worry if you cannot find it. It's not a necessary piece, okay? I'll show you in a minute. But first, let me ask you, are you subscribed to my channel yet? If not, go ahead, hit that little red button, become my bestie, and that way you don't miss any of my future videos. I create a lot of beautiful pieces here on the budget, like that gorgeous pumpkin right there. All right, let's get started. Let me show you my pumpkin because when my mom came to my house, she was shocked how big it is. She didn't expect it like that large. It's not showing on the video apparently. Well, I thought maybe you need to see it as well. This beautiful piece was created mostly out of Dollar Tree items, so please make sure you check it out if you haven't already. I'll provide the link in the description box below, and now let's get started for real. So we're going to use the bicycle wheel form that you can find at a Dollar Tree. Here's the barcode if you want to look it up. Not one, we're going to use two wreath forms today. This is a 14-inch form. And we're going to use one roll of 10-inch wide Deco mesh and some pipe cleaners and zip ties. We're going to put the wreath ring on top of the bike wheel and connect them together with 4 zip ties. I figure I'm going to try something new. Why not? It reminds me of a 12-slice pizza pie. I think I'm getting hungry. Please note that the forms are aligned and the little sidebars of the wreath ring are aligned with the spokes of the bike wheel. First, we're going to scrunch up one end of the Deco mesh and connect it to one of the little sidebars in the middle with the zip tie. Here you can see exactly where I attached it. We are going to measure about 2 slices width of the mesh. You see that? 2 little triangles. And scrunch it up. Create little bubbles. And we are going to tie them down to the middle 2 rails. As you know, the wreath ring has 4 rails, so we're going to use the 2 in the middle, just like so. And here you can see it better. Drop your mesh on the floor and repeat the same steps. Measure about 2 slices, scrunch it up, fix it up a little bit, and use your pipe cleaner to tie it down to the middle 2 rails. Push your bubbles to the side and measure the next one. Fix that bubble and tie it down. All right, push them to the side, and we're going to make 3 more. So we make 3 per pizza slice, 6 per section of the regular wreath form. You know what I mean? The wreath form has 6 sections, so we're going to make a total of 36 bubbles around the wreath. Does it sound like a lot? Maybe, but it's gonna go fast and you have nothing to worry about because it's so easy, just repetitive. And you don't have to cut your mesh. So that's one less step, right? We're just scrunching it up and tying it down. All right, and here's gonna be the 6th one. All right, and we got our first section done right here. You can space them out evenly, and this is how it looks up close. And when you look from the back, you can see exactly what I mean. 2 pizza slices per section. All right, and we continue doing the same thing, starting the 2nd section now. All right, we got the second section done, and we are going to continue same thing all around the wreath. All right, we are halfway there. Four down, two more to go. All right, and one last section now. 6 bubbles.
We did it! We did it! We did it!
Yay! And now we just have to cut off that excess mesh and tie it down to the rail with a zip tie. Make sure it doesn't unravel. So this is how you make a bubble wreath around your bike wheel. It's a very good method if you have a value mesh like I do, and you don't have to worry about cutting or fraying, right? And if you want your bike wheel to be visible even more, you might want to consider a 16-inch wreath form on top of your bike wheel. You know, I'm just experimenting here, and you can learn and improve and make it even better than mine. And now the exciting part. We are going to make a bow out of the beautiful ribbon I got from my bestie Mary. She ordered it from craftoutlet.com. But if you don't get this ribbon, you can still find beautiful fall ribbon at a Dollar Tree for just $1 a roll. They don't have a bicycle ribbon, but they have a pretty little red track ribbon. And for the first time, we are going to use the wide ribbon. Dollar Tree this year is selling 3.5-inch wide ribbon, and I'm so excited to test it. First, we are going to tie 2 pipe cleaners together because, as you notice, the bubble wreath is pretty deep and we need a longer wire to attach our bow. Let's start off with the wide ribbon. We measure 12-inch tail, pinch it. Next, we are going to measure another 12 inches, fold it in half, pinch it together, and that's a 6-inch loop right there. 12 more inches, fold it in half, that's another 6-inch tail. And we got a pretty simple bow like that, right? And let's see, we don't have much of that ribbon left, you see? So we're going just to make one more loop. 12 inches folded in half, one more 6-inch loop. And we are going to tie it with our long pipe cleaner. So as you can see, this is not much ribbon you get for $1, but I have to tell you, this ribbon is beautiful. And as you can see, the wire is shrunk and it holds up a pretty bow. I'm so impressed actually with the quality of that ribbon. Now the craft outlet ribbon. Let's measure 12 inches pinch, 12 inches folded in half, 6-inch loop, 12 inches folded in half, 6-inch loop. What do you think? One more. Pinch it. And let's do one more. Craft outlet, you get a lot of ribbon. So it's a very good value from what my bestie was saying. And I'm cutting a 12-inch tail. And we are going to tie this bow on top of the first one. And look at that. Isn't that a beautiful bow already? I have more ribbons, so I'm gonna have fun here. This is a green 2.5-inch wide ribbon from Dollar Tree. It's also very good quality, I like it. And I'm making just a bit smaller bow, measuring 11 inches folding in half. That's 5.5-inch loops. And I'm going to tie this one on top of the second bow. Oh, I love the pop of green, don't you? And now we are going to use that adorable plaid ribbon from my bestie. It's 1.5 inches wide, and I'm measuring just 10 inches. 10 inches folded in half, making 5-inch loop. Let's make one more. And I think I want to make, let's see, one more. And we are going to tie that on top of our bow. And I hope you are seeing how easy it is to make this bow just by hand without using any gadgets. Fluff it up a little bit and we are done. But if you never made a bow before and you are feeling a little bit intimidated, I have a very good video for you. I'm going to provide a link in the description box below. It's called a bestie bow. It's my subscriber's favorite. And anybody could do that bow, okay? And here, when you are done, you just take your pipe cleaner to the back and you are going to use it to attach your bow to the wreath. And here's one more look at that beauty. Do you like traditional fall colors? If you do, please give me those little leaf emojis. Before adding my bow, I decide to take all the pipe cleaners to the back, twist tie them one more time, and cut off the excess. But you know what? As I attach my bow to the wreath, I realize, you know what? I kind of want to add more ribbons. And I wish I didn't do this step just yet. So depending on what you plan to do later, you might want to hold off to this step, all right? But that's what you do with your pipe cleaners anyway. And the back of the wreath looks pretty nice and neat, right? And next we are going to attach the bow. And I think I'm going to put it right around here, around 2 o'clock maybe. And here's the look at our bubble wreath with the wheel in the center and the big beautiful bow. And you see a lot of white space. So I cut my ribbons 12 inches long. I got 5 sets here. And what I'm gonna do, take those pipe cleaners back that I chopped off and put one ribbon on top of the other, fold it in half to find a midpoint, pinch it in the middle, make like a little V shape, and I tie it down. You see, if my pipe cleaners were still on the wreath, I would tie it directly there. And now I'm just gonna, squeeze it in there and just tie it down to the form. My pipe cleaner is kind of short. I'm gonna later just use glue. But you know what? Before I decide where it's gonna go, I'm just gonna play around with the placement and just see, where I want to space these out. If you have your pipe cleaners there, your spacing will be consistent. Like you could put the set of ribbons in every maybe a second or every third set, right? For example. So I repeat that with all my bundles. And let's see, I'm just gonna play around with this. You can put them to the side, you can open them up like this, do whatever you like. And I think I like it now. The color is distributed throughout the whole wreath. It's not so plain anymore. And if you want, you can even stop here. But if you have some florals, you might want to add them. Dollar Tree has so many beautiful florals this season. So I just cut them apart and add them throughout my wreath. You just add a leaf and a flower in each ribbon bundle and it already comes to life. Once you like the placement, you can use hot glue to attach everything in there. One bundle of sunflowers wasn't enough. I noticed it's too plain around the bow. So I had some other leftovers and I'm gonna add a couple pieces around the bow just for a punch of that beautiful yellow color. I got one more bundle of leaves. I cut them apart and decide to add them throughout the bottom of my wreath. And you're gonna see how much more dimension they give to it. And again, once you like the placement, you just glue everything in. And then I cut apart amaranthus and I add a few pieces throughout the bow. You know, it's one of my favorite flowers this season. And then I chop one piece in shorter pieces and insert it in the ribbon bundles as well. If you like, you can stop here, but then I remember I have this bicycle stake from the Dollar Tree. It's metal. I'm just bending down the long stake and I'm going to insert it behind the bow. Let me just see how it's gonna look. I like it and I decide to attach it with my Gorilla Glue sticks. And then I decide to add a tie in the back just for some extra reinforcement. Just put some glue there, a pipe cleaner or a piece of wire. Cover it with a piece of ribbon like a band-aid on top. And once that's dry, you can tie down your sign through the mesh down to the wreath form. It's a last minute decision, but that sign coordinates perfectly with that wreath. And I decide to add a couple more flowers behind the sign now. Then some cherries on top, I mean pomegranates, and that's gonna be it, I promise. Enough. The key is to know when to stop, right? Dollar Tree bucket with the bicycle. How perfect, right? And we are going to use all Dollar Tree florals. Again, some fabulous florals they have this season. You want to check out this video if you haven't seen yet. I like to use my pool noodle instead of floral foam because it's more cost efficient. So I cut a piece and glue it in. First, I cut apart those blue leaves and insert them throughout. Then I make a quick little bow, the same way I did with the first bow for the wreath. I'm just going to use the bicycle and the plaid here and attach it to the bucket handle. Isn't it perfect? Then I cut apart the sunflowers and insert them in. This one is just a little bit too short. So what I'm gonna do is have to extend the stem a little bit. Yes, this is much better now. And when you turn the bouquet around, you can still see it on the other side. This is perfect. And like I always tell you, the Dollar Tree hydrangea is that perfect filler flowers for those little holes in between. I need one more blue leaf over here in the back to break out all that orange. Yes, this is perfect. And now my favorite, those adorable flocking balls you had seen me use on the pumpkin in the last video too, right? And I just insert them throughout this centerpiece, and look how cute they look. Oh my goodness, I just can't get enough of those. And just like that, we created a beautiful centerpiece on the budget. I don't think you can tell this was an old Dollar Tree. And you know what? Maybe 5 times.